Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new movie. The name of this movie is What If Naruto Had Purple Flames, and yeah guys, it is my own idea as well as it is an unscripted movie. Now before continuing this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and yeah, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my second channel as well. I will put it in the description. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Roll the intro. Our story begins with the 5-year-old Naruto Uzumaki, as currently he was panting heavily as he was cornered into the alleyway, as the only entrance was crowded by the people, as they had multiple sharp objects and tools in their hands, as they had a gleam in their eye that indicated danger for Naruto because of his senses. And not only that, amongst them were hidden in civilian clothing Jonins, Junins, as well as Genins, because they did not want it to be discovered, as this mob was after his life, from the looks of it, as Naruto was panting heavily currently. You see, this was the 5th anniversary of the Kyuubi's defeat at the hands of the Yondam Hokage, who sacrificed himself to save the village and leave the demon for them to finish off in a human skin, as the civilians thought, and as the civilian council thought, as currently the civilian council as well as the elders were keeping Hiruzen as well as the shinobi clan heads busy in a meeting, which was on occasion on the same day when Naruto's birthday and the Kyuubi's anniversary was, and it was the planning of the future for the village, as well as assigning the budgets to different sectors. Hiruzen was, let's just say, way too much engrossed in it now, as the thought of Naruto has slipped through his mind. As now we currently go towards the alleyway in which Naruto was cornered. "Please, stay away from me," Naruto said in a terrified tone because he was scared of them. They had almost got him, almost, for the last 2 times, but this time it seems that no one was going to save him. As suddenly 2 of the shinobis jumped down, as Naruto had a brink of hope in his eyes. "What do you think you're doing?" they said as Naruto's hope rose, as then they turned. "Starting without us? I thought you guys said that if we made sure no one was following him and you guys, you'll let us have the first start and a peace." As the civilians smirked, and so did the 2 Jonins who have arrived there, as they looked at Naruto with a gleam in their eyes, as Naruto was now terrified for his life. "Please, stay away from me. I don't know why you're after me." "Why? You still need to know why? After all these years?" "Stop playing dumb, demon. You and I, as well as everyone here, knows why we are here, and that is to end you. You have walked amongst us in a child's skin for way too long, and it disgusts us that we have to bear with you for the past 5 years, but not any longer, because today is the day we finish what the Yondam started, and that is to end you." "What do you mean?" "Oh, is the Kyuubi forgotten something regarding his power, regarding his deed that he has done? You are the reincarnate of the Kyuubi no Yoko, Naruto Uzumaki, and you are the reason and cause of the destruction that has occurred 5 years ago, and the reason we lost our loved ones. And today, you will pay for that. And alongside it, we will pay a tribute to the 4th Hokage Minato Namikaze-sama for his sacrifice." As after that, both of them closed their eyes, only to open them to see that they were red with 3 tomos in them. "Today you will feel the wrath of the true flames of Susanoo, the flames of the Uchiha, Amaterus," as both of their eyes bleeded, as they sacrificed each one of their eyes, as the black flames engulfed Naruto, as he was burning and screaming in agony, which was music to these sickening people, as they were smiling and laughing as the child was crying while he was burned to crisp, as his body went limp finally, because they were eternal flames. As the Uchiha then looked back at the civilians. "Now retreat. You will tell this to nobody, and you have not seen us for who we are. Don't worry, Ginkaku-sama. Both of you will be safe," as the said person who said their names was killed. "I mean it," said Inkaku. "My brother and I's name will not be said by any one of you. If it is, then you will pay with your life. As after that they gulped and left. They did not want it to be on the end of the Uchiha brothers' wrath, because they have done already what they wanted to do. Kill the demon. They were the heroes in their eyes, and that dumb fuck who died had it coming because he had a way too much open wide mouth for his own good. As now, the Uchihas then said, we should get rid of his body. We don't want to leave any traces here. It is good. We should do as you said. As the body was then picked up by Inkaku, as they dashed into the other side of the village on the outskirts where nobody was seen, and the shinobi's patrol there was rarely ever seen or heard before, as there was a river that flew down many villages from there, as Inkaku had an idea. Why don't we throw him in the river? But he could be still seen or figured out, with his face still intact. How about this? As he laid down Naruto and brought out a kunai and began to carve his face off. What are you doing, Ginkaku? It is the only way. If we dismangle his face, nobody will be able to understand his corpse. And since it's burnt already, if we leave enough gashes, everyone think that it's a pitiful soul who died due to some animal attack or something. That is correct. You're a genius. As both of them brought out two of the each kunai set and did the same on all over Naruto's body, who unknown to all of them was still breathing faintly although. As even though he started to bleed, they threw his body into the river, as the water that was blue turned red, as Naruto's body flew alongside the stream and went away. As both of the brothers then smirked, that is enough. Now our job is finished, and so is ours, said a voice behind them, as burst chirping sound was heard, as next thing they saw was both of them were dead on the ground, as their eyes only looked up towards their killer to see that he had silver gravity defying hair and was wearing a face mask with one red eye with three Tomos looking at them with rage and one black eye, as his hand was covered with lightning as it dispersed. You will pay for this, fake Uchiha. Uchiha-sama can go to hell. For all I care. For what you have done, you deserve this. As after that, many of the Anbus came there, as the two brothers finally died. As Itachi then said, Inkaku and Ginkaku should have known they were acting way too much weird. Why didn't you inform this to us? That's not the matter, senpai, said Tenzo. Yes, you're right, Tenzo. We have to find him. Itachi, you and everyone else remain here. I'll be going on my own. As Yugao then said, he's also my sensei student, Kakashi. If you're going, then so am I. No, Yugao. Those people will not listen to them. Only you can explain them since you're the vice captain of this team. As she gritted her teeth, fine. You better find him. I can't if I'm just stuck here, said Kakashi as, after saying these words, in rage he dashed. Hold on, Naruto. As while running he summoned his ninja hound Bakun and many of the other ninja hounds as well. I need you to find Naruto. Trace his scent of anything that is flowing down this river that is close to a human on it, as most of them said as they ventured out. As Kakashi was also tracking down Naruto with all he could. But his search was all in vain, since it was a huge waterfall next, and beneath it was huge amount of rocks, and pointy object like rocks as well, which most likely would have pierced him. I'm so sorry, Sensei. As he punched the ground so hard that it cracked. I was late again. Damn it! I was late. As first was Obito, then it was Rin, and now it was his sensei's son. Even his sensei, he was late to save. He was powerless. He couldn't do anything. I'm so sorry. As tears went down his eyes. Naruto. As that is when he heard Bakun's footstep. Kakashi, that fall down there. Nobody would be able to survive. And he most likely fell down there since there's a lot of human stench down there. What do you mean? There are more than hundreds of bodies down there. Most likely people who drowned or killed and were thrown in this river. I see. So what are we going to do now? There is no way to go down there, Kakashi. If you go there, you'll die. And it will take you 1 month to go to that side. You know that land belongs to Eva, right? I know. As now we go towards Naruto's body. as somehow by miracle Naruto's body has made its way down there because of an orange chakra that was engulfing him. And that chakra was now healing his wounds and repairing his muscles that were destroyed way beyond repair, even by the standards of Tsunade. Since there was this orange chakra that was covering Naruto, it was more helpful for him. But he needed rest. And that is what he was going to get. For some reason, that chakra masked Naruto's body as well as his scent so much that Naruto flew through that river for the most part of the weeks as he traveled through that water all the way from elemental nations back to the land of fire because it was connected like that. For some reason, it took them 3 to 6 months to complete this cycle, and within that, Naruto hasn't woken up yet, and the wounds were still close to repair since the orange chakra was also preventing Naruto's body from being dissolved in water for some reason. As now we currently go towards the land of fire capital, where we see a stream flowing by, a house that was situated into the woods, as we see a red-headed woman standing there while she was drying the clothes, as she saw something floating. Something akin to a body was floating there, and she, because of her curiosity, went down there to see what it was. And when she arrived there, she saw that it was a human, and a kid nonetheless, which was similar to her age of the daughter that she had. And she brought the said kid out to see that if the kid was okay or not. And to her surprise, the kid was still breathing. But what shocked her even more and made her blood ran cold was the features that the kid had. 3 whisker marks on each side of the cheek. She opened his eyelids to see if the eye's color was different, but to her horror, it was the same. And he had blonde hair and tan skin, and the features that resembled her. As she then said, "No, Naruto? But how?" As she then urgently called for help. "Minato! Jiraiya! Tsunade! Someone!" As those people who were called then arrived there with a girl following them in suit. This was Mito Uzumaki Namikaze, the sister of the said boy, who after witnessing the boy were all shocked. "Who is that, Kushina?" "It's Naruto. I found him in the river. His body in unconscious state was floating, but he's alive." As Tsunade urgently brought him inside, as they checked Naruto because his body was cold as ice, as he was still breathing. And how was that possible, they did not know. But they were thankful to the god or any deity who was protecting him. And they began their treatment. It was after that only Tsunade began her treatment that she found out that he really was Naruto. And not only that, he had been hurted a lot because the tissues and tendons from within were still being repaired, and there were a lot of those cuts that were still being repaired and tended to after her examination of jutsu, which checked all over Naruto's body. And not only that, it seems as if the QB was working on repairing those tendons, as after diagnosing Naruto, she said, "We shocked him, everything and everyone there." So, I'm astonished. The kid's body didn't dissolve, and all the damage that he has taken, the heat that he didn't die. It seems that you gotta thank the QB for that. What do you mean? Why do we have to thank that demon that is still sealed inside of our son? He's the only reason that the kid is alive. He has many of the tendons cut from within, as well as a lot of cuts on his muscles, mainly on facial ones. What? But why? You don't get it, do you? They were kunai marks, Minato. And from the looks of it, as he has some dead skin cells that have been taken out of his body way too much in excess, it seems as if he was burnt alive as well. And tortured. What? But why? Sensei told me everything was fine, said Jiraiya, as now all eyes were him, since he was the one who was working as a medium between getting information about their son, who they had to leave behind, all because of the elder forcing them to leave one of the Jinchurikis behind, so they can make their identities hidden. As Drake gritted his teeth, "They lied to us. All of us. All this time we thought Naruto was living a happy life." "But what do you mean?" said Minato as he was cutting off his sensei between his rant. "What do you mean, Minato? What do you mean that he was in river for 6 months? Which means he had traveled from Konoha all the way across the elemental nations to here?" "From the looks of it, yes." As Kyuubi's head then came out in the form of chakras, everyone was now way back in a defending stance. You do not need to fear me. You see, I might hate all of you ninjas, as well as those humans who have done these terrible things. I might hate them even more so than Madara because of what they have done. But this one, he did not deserve any of this, and I, for some reason, felt sorry. I will not show this mercy any longer. I will not take care of your son for you, and you shouldn't accept anyone to do so without any sort of this kind of matter to happen. So, what is going to be, Minato? Are you going to take him in? Or are you going to throw him out again? I did not choose that. In the end, it was your decision. You could have just remained there, but you didn't. We had to leave because of Mita's prophecy. Are you sure that she is the one who is to be prophesied to Jiraiya? What do you mean? Even the Toad said that. They could be wrong. But the Elder, he could be wrong. Anyone could be. Didn't you mention that he was an opium-drinking old toad that rarely ever wakes up and only speaks gibberish? You're right, but he said these words that there was a child of prophecy, and Mito showed that sign by using chains. Uzumaki adamantium chains on you as well. I know, but I was not affected by those chains. But what I was affected by was the blessing of the Amaterasu. What do you mean? Amaterasu goddess, the goddess of flames and sun, has blessed Naruto with her ultimate weapon, purple flames, which are more dangerous than anything. And those were the only ones that burnt me, even to my soul, that made me weak, and caused you to split me up. But wait, then Naruto used it albeit being a baby, and without knowing, but he did use them. I could sense it. Those flames are invisible and cannot be seen. Only if the user wants it, it could be seen then. So you mean Naruto is the one that is blessed by? Correct. And he has been through a lot. Do you wish to see his memories? We do. As after that, Kurama showed them the memories of Naruto. As they were all shocked, as they broke down after witnessing what he has went through. So they lied to all of us. Should we even go back? Why should we even save them? Said Kushina. As Minato agreed, I agree with you. This is not the legacy that my grandparents, as well as my family sacrificed their lives for. This is nothing more than a trash. A trash that exists in that place. You're correct, Tsunade. And guess what? Our sensei was in on it as well. How can he do this? After all that teaching, all that bullshit he spout from his mouth. He will pay. Oh yes, he will, Jiraiya. Yes, he will. Said Minato, as Kushina and Minato were now enraged, and only waited for Naruto to wake up. As it took Naruto 2 more weeks to wake up, and within those 2 weeks, the Uzumaki Namikaze family as well as the elders who were there, as the Sanins were quite scared and shocked of how to respond to Naruto, since it was the biggest obstacle in their path to make sure that Naruto doesn't hate them, which he was bound to. But they had everything prepared. They were just going to be straight out right with him and tell him everything. As Naruto began to stir awake finally, as he found himself in a bed which was way too much softer than his back home. As he looked up at the ceiling, which was wooden. Where am I? Is this heaven? No, Naruto. You're with your parents and family, my son, said Kushina as she was fighting back her tears, as her son was finally sitting in front of her. What do you mean? You're my mother. I am your mother, Naruto. And this is your father. You're the fourth Hokage. What do you want from me? Please, I'm not a demon. Don't hurt me. What do you mean, Naruto? I wouldn't hurt you. Those villagers said that they were going to pay tribute to you by killing me, saying that they are going to finish what you started. Please, I'm not a demon. Can you please tell them to stop hurting me? As Minato broke down as he went outside, as Jiraiya then spoke for him. Kid, he is your father, and he did not wish this to happen. Your mother will tell you everything. I'll go and console him, Kushina. As we see that, Kushina then saw Naruto's gaze upon her, You see, what happened really was, Naruto, that we were alive. We weren't dead. It was Hiruzen and the Elders' plan, since they found out about the prophecy, that they demanded one of the Jinchurikis to stay here so that we can focus on the main one. And they wanted the assurance that your sister, Mito, well, she didn't have anyone following her and all the eyes were directed towards you. But why? Why would Gigi do this? Because she was the child of prophecy, Sasuke, or so we believed. But it turns out that, from the very own demon that we hated, we came to know and were aware of our mistake, which we made unintentionally. It was you, Naruto. It has always been you. What do you mean? You are the child of prophecy. What prophecy? The prophecy was this: a child born with the power of the goddess, blessed by her, will either end the shinobi world or save it. But it seems that your flames are for destruction and destruction alone, because that is what fire does. It can also preserve, but in this case you are the destroyer, Naruto, because that is what we're gonna do. We're gonna destroy them for betraying us, for betraying you. Wait, I don't get it. Then why did you leave me there? You could have taken me with you. I suffered for the past 5 years. I was alone. I was all by myself. You know how scared I was in that apartment? I heard a lot of creaks and I was always scared. I was scared of the people trying to get in my house and always the banging of the drunk people outside, until I got used to it. There were a few times when people broke in and even threw me out of my own house, and I stayed in the alleyways as Kushina hugged her son. As Naruto said, "Don't you dare hug me." All I ever wanted was a family. Now I wish you were all dead. Naruto, please, enough. He is right, Kushina. He doesn't want to listen. He doesn't want to listen to our side because he has every right to be mad at us. No matter how much we explain what he is saying is true, we made the mistakes of trusting them for having their word. It was us, Naruto. If anyone, it was me and Jiraiya who forced your parents to believe in our sensei at least. And he was the one who betrayed us, stabbed us in the back. He told us and promised us that you will be taken care as you are the king, and everyone will respect you while we focus on raising Mito. Why her? Why? I'm sorry, Naruto, Nisan. I did not. As Mito was crying, as Naruto finally stopped to look at his sister. All his anger, everything was in front of her, the source of her sorrow. But he knew that she was as much of a victim as he was. She was a baby. She did not have any say in this. Neither did he. The older people did. I'm not mad at you. But I am the one who caused all of this pain. And I was the fake one. I should have been the one who should have stayed behind. No. What I went through, I don't want anyone to went through it. And those people are disgusting, downright hideous. Some of them even wanted to do some things with me, which I can't explain. As both Tsunade and Kushina's, let's just say, brain went blank, as they unleashed huge amount of killer intent. Now they were hardcore set on it to destroy that pathetic ass excuse village, alongside everyone there who have betrayed them. As Naruto then said, I am willing to give you a chance. After all, who doesn't want a family, even if it is you guys? You guys are saying that it was your fault and you are adamant to it. Even though I went through a lot, I am willing to give you all a chance. Since you believed in them, I hate you for that, but we can move on from that. And we only have one common goal after all. And that is to get revenge on those people who have betrayed both of us. As this conversation was going on inside, we go outside where Minato was crying on the edge as he was feeling way too much guilty. He was being pressurized by his peers as well as his friends and his very own predecessor and the elders, the people he trusted, that they will take care of his son and they should leave one here and take care of the other one, who was the supposed child of prophecy. And that is what he agreed upon, or more like peer pressure was, to agree upon. In the end, he was weakened. He trusted them, and this is the end result. His son suffering the worst fate. The fate that he, deep in his heart, feared, but didn't want it to admit. As Jiraiya then said, "Hey, Minato, what do you want, Sensei? Leave this failure alone for a bit." "What do you mean, failure? I'm a failure as a father. I'm a failure as a judgment of a human being. I misjudged those people. Those people are nothing more than greedy bastards who I should have just let squashed by the QB." He said, gritting his teeth, as his voice was rage-filled. That is when they heard what Naruto has said, and to sense the huge amount of killer intent as their own rose. They're gonna pay. They're gonna pay big time, Sensei. I don't care who they are, even if it is your Sensei. I'm gonna squash that bastard's head with my own 2 hands. You're not alone in that one. I'm gonna find out each and everything. And let's just hope and pray that what Naruto has said and what Sensei role was in it is not correct. You still believe what QB has shown us is not true? Do you believe it? I mean, he's the QB no Yoko. He could be manipulating us. I have to make sure of this. I'm gonna go back and say that I'm here for, report on Naruto. But you went back 2 months ago. I'll just say that Kushina had a bad feeling or bad dream that something happened to Naruto. And we want to know if something did. That is correct. You can say that. Wait here. I'll be back. As we see after 1 month of travel, while Naruto was now getting used to his family as well as his sibling, we see that Jiraiya finally arrived inside the council chamber after traveling from the land of fire capital. "Jiraiya, you're back," said Hiruzen as he and the elders were conversing, as this one the scene he dropped into. "Sensei, elders? Have I arrived at the wrong time? No, not at all, actually. So, yeah, I'm here for the monthly report." "What do you mean, Jiraiya? You're usually here after every 6 months." "Oh, Kushina had a bad dream. I don't know why. She was adamant that I go and check on the kid. How is he doing?" He's doing fine." As Jiraiya was surprised and shocked by the way his sensei was portraying this. Lawyers. As Danzo then said, "Yes, he is, of course." Why is Danzo agreeing with this? Always. In all my life, I've seen them only fight against each other. And how are they agreeing on this? Something must be up. Can I see him?" "Wait, why? Don't you trust us?" said Koharu. "No, of course I do. What kind of things are you talking about, old goose? Have you been taking too much drugs or something?" "Jiraiya, enough," said Homura. Yeah, still as cranky as ever. "Listen, I'm here because Kushina is adamant on it. And I'll just, spy on the kid. Just tell me the location, I'll go and check him out, and after that, I'll be out of your hair. How's the training going on with Mito?" Well, as usual, she's going way too fast. I must say the little kiddo has been following the footsteps of her father, and she might be the second coming of the Red Flash." "What do you mean, Red Flash? Isn't it the... Well, she has red hair with yellow streaks, so you can say she's gonna be the Red Flash of Konoha." "That is correct and nice. What more could be expected from the true child of prophecy?" "And the true child. Yes, indeed. So, how is the village going on nowadays?" "Everything is fine, Jiraiya. Why you ask?" "Well, it's my home, and, I was feeling kind of homesick. So I wanted to know. It's bound to happen for you all staying all the time outside." "Okay, yes. So, where's the kid? I gotta go now. I want to be out of your hair and let you old people talk about yourself." Ha, very funny, Jiraiya. "His apartment is in this location." "Okay, I'll go and see and find for myself." As after Jiraiya left, he left a little toad, which was a micro toad that nobody could see there, as he could hear everything through it. Damn it. Kushina's intuition is way too much. A mother's intuition is never incorrect. And if that is found out by them, what are we gonna do? Naruto is long gone. It is all because of you guys. I told you that this plan will be a failure. You guys were adamant that we wanted a weapon for ourselves, and that kid would be only dependent upon us if we allow this to happen. And see what happened? Those people went way out of their hands and even went as far as to kill that bastard. Now we don't know where that kid is. We're gonna spawn a kid in a few moments. Relax. The address that you gave, I have already sent an envoy there through the signal. He'll hand you into Naruto and he will be sitting there. After getting a picture, Jiraiya is coming here and with a monthly report prepared, he'll be leaving. What should we prepare as a monthly report? Say that the kid is doing fine. Everyone respects and loves him. We all care for him. And he's living in a normal apartment because he wanted to live there and see what it feels like to live in a normal place for once. And that is why we allowed it. You know, that is great, Danzo, said Hiruzen. But what if everything goes wrong? What if they can't? I mean, Jiraiya is not allowed to go near him. He can only inspect from far. And Naruto is not allowed to use chakra. Remember? Ah, yes. Good. As Jiraiya found, to his shock, that a fake Naruto was there, and he, with his sage mode that he used, which nobody expected, was able to see that it was a Jonin changed into a kid form. So they are lying to me. As the toad arrived and spoke everything, word by word, as Jiraiya was returning back with a fake smile on his face, as he was hiding way too much anger and bloodlust. Okay, Sensei, everything is good and dandy. I don't know why women feel this way. I mean, I'm not gonna settle down if I found a woman and had a kid. You should, Jiraiya. To be honest, you should. Yeah, I'll think about it. Maybe never. Who's gonna write you each the tactics, old man? Oh, yes, I see. So, is everything good? Yes. As I told you, everything is chill. So, no monthly report? There you go. I had to prepare this on short notice, so... Yes. Did you know... Everything is fine, but why is he in a small apartment than the last time? He wanted to experience something, akin to a normal life, so we allowed him to stay there for 1 month. He has rented out an apartment and is staying there. If he agreed to every one of their wishes, they'd tend to get way too much bothering and annoying as well as, stubborn. Said Hiruzen as everyone chuckled. Even Danzo did. Okay, this is getting way too much awkward. I should go. Said Jiraiya as he thought to himself. Okay, now, I'll be off. Jane. As after that, Jiraiya moved away. As he arrived outside the village, as he went back as usual, until he arrived back, all the way back to where he was. It took him only 1 week to arrive there. As after arriving inside, his smile fell as he got serious. I was being followed here to see if anything was found out by me. And luckily, it wasn't. Since because of the henges and seals, they won't be able to follow us inside, and couldn't talk or hear about us. I see. So? It's true what Naruto and QB said. I heard everything from my spy toad. And not only that, they even hinged Naruto. They had the audacity to do that by using a Rutan with Shinobi. It was Danzo's. They wanted Elders and Hiruzen's plan. They wanted a weapon for themselves, and Naruto was the perfect pick. And the other clan heads, as well as the civilian clan heads, agreed to this. A weapon of their own, a lapdog that was also their attack dog, only depended upon them. And that is what they were going to do. I see. So the Naruto reports that we were getting, all were fake. Naruto was never allowed to live a happy life. He was only ever seen with sorrow and sadness. So what are we gonna do? What's our game plan here? Said Kushina. What do you mean game plan? As that is when they heard Mito squeal, as they all turned towards where the squeal came from to see that Naruto's hand was engulfed in flames, but they were purple. Naruto, what happened to your hand? I don't know. I was just focusing to unlock my chakra, as Mito explained, and this happened. What do you mean your chakra, Naruto? Your chakra coils are destroyed. What? Yes. Those are the only thing that even the Biju cannot repair. The chakra coils. If they are destroyed, then your shinobi career is over. Then what is this? As Naruto's other hand was also engulfed in the flames, as this time they saw it. As Naruto then threw the flames to the ground, as they went through the ground, traveling to some distance towards a tree and burning it into a crisp until not even its ashes remained. As they were all shocked. As suddenly Naruto's eyes grew purple as he rose from the ground, as he was engulfed by flames until a huge figure appeared. This is my chosen child. The one true Amaterus has chosen it, the goddess of light and flames, to show those Uchihas what true flames are. They have been insulting me for way too much longer, and so have many of those cartoon users, and they will pay for that. And the true flames of justice and light will burn them to ashes. As after that, the flame goddess disappeared, and Naruto turned back to normal as he was dizzy as he got to his feet. What happened? As they were shocked, they looked at Naruto. No, nothing happened, Naruto. We gotta train him and his regime to be changed. As the regime and everything of Naruto was changed from a normal shinobi, as Naruto began his training, mainly in taijutsu and mind, with Toads as well as with Jiraiya. After Jiraiya, it was with Tsunade, Kushina, and with Minato, and sometimes he sparred with Mito as well, who was a prodigy in her own. As in the end, Naruto was able to learn almost all sorts of styles in taijutsu, and not only that, he was able to learn the gates as well, but different sort of gates, the gates of fire, as Naruto has developed them, mixing it up with his Kakegenkai, as it was labeled as, of his own. The first was the flames, the second one was the flames of justice, and the third and final gate was the flames of light and judgment. These flames was more brighter and dangerous than ever, the purple flames, the deepest, darkest flames ever to exist in that shade. As after that, we see that 4 to 5 years have passed as well, and Naruto was now 12 years old, as he was now on a mission. As a group of smugglers who smuggled women from the small villages all the way to the big cities were there, human traffickers, as they were resting in the village now with all the caravans and the women inside, which were younger, way too much for their age, as Naruto and Mito, who were completely disguised as traditional shinobis, were there. You ready, sis? I was born ready. You ready, bro? Of course. As Naruto disappeared in purple flames, as Mito rolled her eyes to show off, as she too disappeared in a red flash, as both of them landed into the group as they went on their separate ways, as Naruto took the left side, as Mito took the right, as Naruto took out most of the shinobis, burning them in their sleep before they even could scream, until their skeletons remained. Naruto was able to adapt and use his flame to the extent where he could go nuclear if he wanted to as well. As after Naruto was finished with his side, he saw that Mito was already waiting for him, twirling her kunai in her hand as Naruto rolled his eyes. Don't say that you already were finished. I was. More than 10 seconds before you. Haha, very funny. As both of them heard from a seal that was engraved on their ear. Focus, kids. This is serious. Now you're gonna deal with two of the most rogue shinobis of Konoha. One has the Raijin, the second Hokage sword, and your mission is also to retrieve it as bonus. Okay. As Naruto was then stopped by him, where do you think you're going, kid? What you used is quite a rare thing that I saw. So you witnessed everything, which means that I cannot allow you to live. As before Naruto could do anything, he appeared behind Naruto, as he then said, Fire Slash. As a fire-like blade engulfed in the Raijin sword as it charged towards Naruto, only for Naruto to don't move, as the blade cut at Naruto, as he was engulfed in flames, only for the flames to disappear, and Naruto walked out of it unharmed. What? You call those flames? As Naruto's flames turned brighter purple. These are flames. As Naruto then threw the flames to the ground, as they in an instant grew wild and burned down everything within the 50 meters of radius, including the man. As Naruto then went and picked up the sword that was bright red still, as the hissing sound from his skin came. But it was because the sword was cooling down, not because it was burning Naruto's skin. Because Naruto was not immune to fire. As he began to walk towards where he heard his sister's voice, to a scene where he saw that Mito was caught. Damn it, Mito. As in an instant he used the Raijin, as he appeared behind the main villain, the other shinobi, who was from Konoha and was also involved in this, and cleaved his head off. Phew! There! Are you insane? Haha, it was a clone. Mito, stop playing these pranks. This is serious. You could have gotten hurt. I know, but I know that my Nissan will protect me. You silly goose. Kids, well done, said a voice from behind as Jiraiya came. You finally retrieved back the Raijin, and not only that, you were able to successfully become Genins. Seriously? Genins? Ha! I'm joking and pulling your leg, kids. You're Jonins now. Congratulations. As he was slapped on the back of the head by Tsunade. That hurts, Tsunade-chan. Shut up, Jiraiya. Congratulations, kid. So, let's free the women and bring them back to their villages. And for that, Mito, you're gonna use your advanced Hiraishin, and Naruto, your teleportation. Okay. As Naruto, finding out from which village they belonged, teleported them there in an instant through his fire, as that was his way of teleportation and appearing from one location to another. And the next sunrise, they were able to transport more than half of the women back to their places, and with safe and sound as well. As now we see that the family was celebrating into the land of fire capital in their secluded apartment when a letter arrived from a monkey, as Naruto completely hid himself. Why is there food? Oh, it's for me. I'm gonna use it and eat it after I'm finished with this one. Oh, I see. Said Enma. Well, regardless of that, and your endeavors, I am here because, Ruzin has sent in a letter. He says that it has been already more than 14 years. You should finally return back. Konoha was hit 6 months ago by Orochimaru, and nothing good is going on currently. Ruzin has fallen sick, to the point that he cannot continue his legacy as a Kage. So you, as his students, have to pick it up. He could not even write a letter, so I have to convey this message. It could be his final one if you don't return. We'll go. You just have to leave. Okay. He will be waiting for you there. As after that, everyone was silent. What are we gonna do? Said Kushina. We weren't going to let him die, right? We were going to let him die. So we just have to arrive late. That is what we were gonna do. Until then, they saw that a snake appeared and was now inside their house. Hello, everyone. He was also wounded. Orochimaru? Yes, it's me. Orochimaru. What are you doing here? What do you want from us? And first of all, how did you find this place? So many questions. Shut up for once. Tsunade, could you use that favor of yours that you owed me and heal me? You know that I don't like to owe anyone anything. Tsunade healed him. To be honest, I did not expect for you to heal me first, and our sensei lost. That prick can die for all I care. As this piqued Orochimaru's interest. What do you mean? Why? Because as the Tsunade looked towards Jiraiya and the parents as they nodded. An enemy of the enemy was their friend, and that is something that they needed right now. As Orochimaru, after hearing the story completely, was shocked. Oh my, oh my. Who knew that our old Kurofa sensei was this mischievous bastard, and planning this sort of stuff behind our back? Wait, then that means that... That is what I was thinking. What do you mean, sensei? You see that Orochimaru here had his mother, who was ill, and Orochimaru was distracted a lot in our Genin days, since he was the prize student of our sensei. Let's just say, during our sensei's visit to his house, something happened and she died, and her eyes were full of fear. Orochimaru and I could still remember her fearful face, but our sensei said it was because of a heart attack shock that she had, and he was only conversing with her. So that bastard really did that. As Orochimaru was shaking violently, as his killer intent was leaking and seeping out, he will pay now. I am gonna squash that bastard with my own hands, rip his jugular out and feed it to him. You're not alone on that list. We are as well there, Orochimaru. After hearing what he has done and what he could have done, I'm gonna say that I'm siding with you and you're gonna side with me. But what says that you won't betray me? We won't. Enemy of an enemy is our friend. Isn't that a saying amongst you all? That is, to be honest. But wait, For before that, you have to take care of another thing. And what might that be? The Akatsuki, you idiot. The Akatsuki? Yes, the Akatsuki are the very mysterious group of strong shinobis. Those who are, well, betrayed, as well as thrown away from their village. And their only one goal is to destroy this village and start a new one. What village? Elemental nations! All of them! I see. By what? By gathering the bijus, all of them combined into one, of some sort of a husk that I saw. I even felt chills from it. You felt chills from it, Orochimaru? Yes. Tsunade. That husk was like it was staring into my soul, and its eye was made out of wood. The wood that I could barely touch because of the fear that it was emitting. I still could remember it, as Orochimaru was in cold sweat. We cannot allow that being to come into this world, Jiraiya. But what about your humanoid experiments? Why were you doing that? I was doing that because Sensei was the one who encouraged me to, and that is when I realized that he betrayed me. What? Sensei told me that you were doing this behind his back, and he only encouraged you to use those who were criminals, not those of mentally ill or unstable. He lies. In the document that was given to me, it was specifically said to use all, and I had no restrictions. And you did? In the first, I thought that it was wrong, but as some of them were being helped, I thought that I was doing good, until he wanted to do some more dangerous experiments, which I did not agree to until he began to blackmail me, and I was forced to do those, until in the end he betrayed me, and I had no choice to retreat. But why were you doing those experiments and hellbent on immortality? I wasn't the one who was hellbent. It was Sensei. Since he was the only one who was akin to a father to me, I thought that I could present this to him, but he thought that I might steal this for myself, which I should have. What do you mean by that? He is basically partially an immortal. That is why he was able to survive that attack. But there is a way to kill him. And our only way is that you tire him out again and again and again and again until his skins begin to tear itself apart. I have witnessed this before, and that is why he was going to die now, by my hands. He's just recovering and will be back to his feet. The only thing he's doing is just call you back, so when you heal him, he can absorb your chakra into him, which will give him enough vitality to heal himself. That sickening bastard. And now that we know what his true intentions were, we're gonna kill that bastard and punk for good. But before doing so, we need to take care of the Akatsuki matter. That we will. Where are they situated? Amegakure. As now we go towards Amegakure, where we see currently a meeting was being held. It seems as if Orochimaru has attacked Konoha, and it has failed miserably. That pathetic of a Sanin. I told him if he sides with us, he will get whatever he wants, but in the end he sided against us. So what, are we gonna just let him live? No, obviously not. Those who betray the order of the Akatsuki will suffer first. But the main reason of this meeting again is, has anyone been able to trace down the traces and essence of the Nine Tails Jinchuriki? Obito has recruited a new member. He was there himself that day, and he has been out there searching high and low. Even went down to the other side of the waterfall, but still couldn't find the kid. What do you think, Itachi? It is bound that the kid might have dissolved, and the Biju is non-existent anymore. So what should we do? Wait a few more years until the Biju regrews? Yes, mainly the tails are, it takes that much time, and 5 years have already passed since then. Isn't that right? More time, my lord. It is already 7 to 8 years. 1 or 2 years are left until the Biju is reborn, and we can snatch that up for ourselves. Setzetsu, correcting them. Ah, I see. So I made a mistake and miscalculation. So what do you all say? What should we do now? Should we begin our plan already? Because by the time Kyuubi will be born, we might be only closer to our goal. We should. As then, Deidara and Sasori were sent towards Suna to go and attack the newly estated Kazekage, which was none other than Sabuko Nogara, the One-Tailed Jinchuriki. As we see that within 2 weeks, the two Akatsuki members were traced down by Jiraiya's network and they knew where they were going to hit. It was the One-Tailed Jinchuriki, and that is where Naruto and Mito were waiting. As they begin their attack with their clay bird, Mito threw a kunai which landed right into the chest of it. As Mito arrived there, as Naruto then did something. You wanna see a true art? As a fire phoenix was made by Naruto's hand. Destroy and burn in beauty. Magnificent. As with a huge kaboom, the bird made out of clay alongside Deidara as he was being burned to crisp were destroyed as he had a smile on his face, a sickening smile. So this is the true art. As Naruto grabbed his head, and flame was exhausted out of his whole existence until nothing remained. Purple flames as he looked down towards Kazekage, who was in shock, as both of them landed near them. As he looked at them, no, who are you two? What do you want? We are here to protect you, Kazekage-sama, as you are a Jinchuriki fellow of ours. What do you mean, Jinchuriki fellow? We both are the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki. As both Shikaku as well as Gaara was shocked. But how is this possible? Nine-Tails was with Konoha, and as much as we remember, Konoha has lost its Jinchuriki. That is what at least they want to portray or show everyone, which is not true. I still exist and so does my sister. We are only here to save you and make friendship with you. Because you're not our enemy. As Sasori then attacked, as Mito was the one that said, leave this to me. As Sasori then said, do you think I'll go easy after seeing what you have done to my colleague? As 1,000 puppets were arrived there, as he was now in his own puppet as well, with red hair. 1,000 puppets, dance of death, he said as his technique was launched and puppets grabbing sykes in both hands were launched, more than thousands of them. As after that, Mito then said, let's go then. As two of the kunais in each hand, her eyes turned red with slits. Red flash, let's go and dash. As with a blinding speed, she disappeared, dodging each and every puppet. As there were a lot of flashes, one after another, as when she landed next to Sasori, there were huge cuts and slashes everywhere. As her hands, as well as kunais were smoking, until they all broke loose and were cut into many bits and pieces. As Mito then said, so Naruto, what do you say? I've won or not? Haha, you won this one. What are these two? These two are practically monsters. That was Sasori with the red sand. And not only that, they did not even use chakra to that extent. Not of the Kyubis at least. Said as Shikaku's voice inside Gaara's head. As after that, Gaara welcomed them and thanked them for their aid. I am very thankful for your aid, and I did not knew that you are alive. Since the news spread out that Konoha has lost its Jinchuriki because of its death, and the shinobis were finding it high and low, we thought that Konoha was a Jinchuriki-less village now. Albeit being strong though, which is a lie. Konoha, which is not a lie, but technically a lie. Lie because I'm not dead, and technically true because I'm not a part of it. What? You deserted that? No. They deserted us. They lied to us. You shouldn't trust anything that old code says. And anyone of Konoha says. They are just all liars. Plain white liars who want you to trust their words and nothing else. As after that, Naruto sensed something. Some of the Konohas are approaching. I'll be leaving. Act normal and make sure that you didn't meet us, as there was a red flash and purple flames that engulfed Naruto before disappearing altogether. As it was Kakashi, Team 7, Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and Sai. Kazekage-sama, we heard the news that you needed... Wait, you're fine. How did you know that I needed aid? I did not even send it anyone to Konoha yet. What? But we were informed by the council that you needed help, and aid has arrived, and you were in danger and kidnapped. Yes, even we have the letter here. I apologize, but it seems that some of my council members have taken my leave as a source of me being kidnapped and demanded your help. I apologize to Konoha and will compensate you with 100,000 ryus. Here you go. You can take these as compensation and leave. As after that, the Konoha shinobi left. As he called for his envoys and inspected the letter, which was true. I need some cleaning up to do in my own council, it seems. And after some cleaning up to do, he did found out that there were some planted people from Konoha there who wanted to establish this relation, and they knew somehow that the Karsuki was going to attack for some reason. And the Suna Council was now wary of Konoha. The next was, let's just say, since Naruto and Mito were able to decipher that they were going in numeric form, so the Two Tails Jinchuriki was the next target. Naruto went after the Two Tails, and the Three Tails was being protected by, let's just say, already by Suna's people. Mizu's people, so Mito went there. And after informing everything to the Kages, they were allowed to remain there, just for their own sake. And, as they have suggested, the Katsuki group attacked. But, this time 4 of them were dealt with. Kakazu and Hidan, as well as none other than Kisame Hoshigaki and Zetsu, who were captured. As Mito was beginning her interrogation with Zetsu until he was able to escape, and was now filled with new information as well that he had to relay to his master. As now only Konan, Nagato, Obito, as well as Zetsu remained. The rest of them were captured and killed. Bad news. Bad news everywhere. Nine-tailed Jinchurikis are alive. Jinchurikis? They are both alive. We thought that the girl was dead, Obito, but she's alive and well, meaning that Minato and Kushina will be alive as well. This is interesting. Way too much. So they hid themselves, and not even Konoha knows about this. Certainly is interesting. And you think that we will just let you leave like that? As suddenly Zetsu was engulfed in purple flames as he screamed in agony until nothing remained of him. As out of shadows, 2 purple-red lights appeared, glowing, as it was flames when Naruto came in light. As his eyes were now on the Uchiha who was there. Both of them. You think will allow you to escape from here, Naruto? Ah, Itachi Nisan, the only kind Uchiha. As Naruto's arm was now in purple flames, fully engulfed. The flames of light. How do you achieve those? I achieved those because I was blessed by the Shinigami itself, perhaps. Don't lie, Naruto. Shinigami cannot bless it. Ah, you found out. The true goddess of light, Amaterasu, was the one who blessed me with these. And you, Uchihas, who have transitioned her name and call those fake flames of yours, which are black, the true Amaterasu flames, are going to suffer. Gate 3. Flames of judgment and light. As Naruto's whole body was now engulfed with flames. Purple ones, as Naruto then said. Fire blast. As a huge fire-like beam was shot. As all parts of pain were burned down to crisps. As Nagato, the real one, was hurt and shocked because of the sudden loss of connection. Nagato, said Konan as she dashed towards Nagato, only to see that Mito was there. I wouldn't do that if I were you. As Nagato said, Almighty. As suddenly his mouth was stopped because of a seal that was placed there. Do you think that it'll allow you to do this? As chakra drainage seals was applied on him, as his weakened state was already weakening and worsening. As Naruto has single-handedly burned down Itachi's arm as he was in deep pain. I'm not gonna kill you, Itachi. But the people that you're trying to protect are nothing more than traitors. Traitors who have betrayed me and my parents. And they're going to do the same to you after you have fulfilled your usefulness. And same could be said for Sasuke. How to you? I have been keeping an eye on everything that is going on through Jiraiya. And he has been informing the things that are going on in the village alongside with my parents. They wanted to adopt both of you and, let's just say, they couldn't after all the things went down. I was the one who did that. You weren't. You were forced to. It was Danzo. He spoke so himself. He used Kotomatsu Kami on you. Wake up from this Genjutsu. Itachi. What? Genjutsu? Yes. Wake up from Kotomatsukami. As Itachi used all his willpower to release it. Kai! As the jutsu was released. I remember now. That bastard! He will pay for this! I will not let him live. Nor will we. We're gonna make them pay. But first, we need to deal with him. Madara, you will die, said Naruto. Or should I say Obito? Obito? As Obito then laughed and dropped his mask. Well, well, well. It's so nice to see you, finally. How have you been, Naruto? Huh. The worst case that was able to survive my wrath. Huh. Oh, is it now? You can come out now, Rin-chan. As with these words, a woman walked out that Obito was shocked to see. What have you done to her? As she was in a purple-like state. Obito? These are the flames of judgment and light. They are able to bring out the souls of light as well. And she's a one bright light, I tell you. Because her soul is pure and fully brimmed with life and love. Please stop this madness. You're a lie. No. You're nothing more than a lie. An imagination. His fragment that he's using. It's not. As she even said some things that Naruto couldn't have known. Rin, it really is you. I know. Kakashi is being betrayed as well. Kakashi. Even after your death, even after he killed you, why do you side with him? He didn't kill me. I saw everything, Rin. I was there that night. You saw it wrong. I jumped while he was protecting me, keeping the friend promise alive. It was already too late that when I found out the true man I loved was you, Obito. And I'll be waiting for you there. But don't come to me too early. You still have time to repair things. Save Kakashi, please. He's our friend. He's our family. As we are Team 7, remember? You said these slogans to us and gave it a meaning. Don't let it die out like this. As Obito, who was in tears, finally said, Fine, I won't. As he then felt an embrace and a kiss to the forehead before Rin disappeared. Thank you. And I'll be waiting for you. And rooting for you as well. As Obito then smiled after many years. Fine, I'll help you. Let's end this village. As within those time, the planning has begun for the destruction of Konoha. As now we go towards Konoha finally to see that the village was in shambles. Hiruzen was able to recover healthily even without Tsunade as she finally arrived after 1 month, saying that she was attacked by Orochimaru again and again and was exhausted due to her chakra exhaustion. And Hiruzen bought it because his student has escaped and was going to look for her other student, which in reality he did, as his mind was racing. So after her student arrived, she checked on her sensei and said, Everything is fine, sensei. It is best that I leave now. Why leave, Tsunade? When you finally are here. What do you mean, sensei? This is your home. I have allowed you way too much freedom. It is time for all of you to return. I can't, sensei. The village, it has taken too much from me. So be it then, Tsunade. As suddenly Tsunade sensed something as she dodged, as the knife was in Hiruzen's hand, which was about to stab her. What is the meaning of this, sensei? Anbu grabbed her. As before she could do anything, she was grabbed by Anbu. Sensei, what are you doing? As the elders appeared, as did the rest of the council now. Oh, so it has begun, Hokage-sama, said Tizumi. Yes. We, you see, Tsunade, are awoken now. This world, it can only be ruled. There is no will of fire. There is nothing. Those ancestors of your preached. Senjus lied to us. All we ever wanted was freedom and a peaceful place. But what we got? 3 wars? Which we did not even start it. Why should we sacrifice for anyone else? They should be grateful that they are working for the greatest village. What are you talking about? The Uzumakis. That's who. That foreign bitch Mito. Always saying that she was a sage of some sort. I always hated her. I always hated my sensei. What? Yes. I hated him. Tobirama sent you. Or is it now, monkey? Said a voice as Tobirama, Hashirama, as well as Mito, in purple flame-like figures appeared. So you hated us, huh? All of you do. As Naruto then finally arrived. Hey, old man. Did you miss me? No, not Naruto? I'm back. And this time to fulfill the prophecy. What do you mean, demon? You're not a... As before he could say anything, the purple flames engulfed him. And in the holy text, it was only one being who could use purple flames, Amaterasu, the goddess of light. How do you have the flames of light? Hiruzen said, because I'm the child of prophecy. Give me those flames. Hiruzen said as he used the seal that was developed by Orochimaru only for him to arrive and pierce through that seal and dismembering his hand veins. What have you done? Why can't I use my hands? It is time to die, old coot. As with a single burst, Naruto then said, Light of judgment. May goddess destroy your souls. As a bright light appeared from the skies, burning everything to the crisp. Nothing was left. And only Naruto was shielding a few people. And those few people were the clan heads. Their kids, their families, everything was taken away from them. Their powers as well. As then Minato and Kushina walked out. Hello everyone. Kushina, Minato. It's time for you to die. As a slaughter began. As Minato and Kushina hunted down their once comrades and friends until nothing of them remained. And Naruto then said, How does it feel, old man? How does it feel to be cornered? How does it feel to be the one on the losing end? You'll die for this. I will not stand for this. Who will save you? Gods have abandoned you. So have us. Nobody can save you. Nobody will. As Naruto grabbed his face, burst. As a purple flame bursted through, he was then screaming an agonizing body until nothing remained. As after that, Naruto finally got up. It has been done. This land is purified. No one remains here. And that is when, from the underground bunker, some of the civilians came out to see that nothing was remained. As they looked towards Naruto, before they could say anything, Naruto then said, People of Konoha, I know some of you have survived and are in hiding. Step forward, or otherwise the death I will give you will be more painful than that. As, in hopes of that, the kid might forgive them, they all stepped forward. As Kakashi was amongst them. Kakashi arrived towards us. As Kakashi did, without any hesitation, because he knew he has failed Naruto and deserved this. As Naruto then said, Side with those, you idiot. What? What do you mean? You killed my mother, said Sakura, as she, the dumb one, threw a rock at Naruto, which was then cut it in half by Mito. As in an instant, Sakura was the next one that was cut in half. What a bitch, said Mito, arriving next to her brother in an instant. Calm down, Red Flash. You're gonna kill anyone and everyone here if he gets on my nerves or your nerves. Yeah. As now they flinched. Another flash? As Sasuke then laid his eyes. As Naruto then said, burst. As Sasuke's eyes were burned to crisp. You know, I promised Itachi that I wouldn't kill you, but I didn't say that I will not leave you without a scratch. Do not lay any of your eyes towards my sister. As his eyes were burned, only to a level where he couldn't use his Sharingan again. What did you do to my dojutsu? Taking it away. You're now a normal human, or a shinobi, Uchiha. Now, to all of you, run. Naruto said in a low growling voice as they began to run left and right like headless chickens. As Naruto then threw two waves of flames engulfing everything in its path before it caught people and burnt them to ashes until nothing remained. Now they are all dead and gone. As Naruto then turned towards, Sasuke was in agony. What about him? Said Kakashi. Oh, he'll be fine. Itachi will find him. He always does. As Itachi was witnessing this from the above. Foolish little brother to the end, huh? I see. Thank God that he didn't kill him at least, and fulfilled his promise. As after that we see that Naruto and everyone left. They have already made alliances with other villages except for Eva, who was still hell-bent on fight, but after witnessing the true wrath of the light of judgment from the flames that Naruto claimed that he had, they were now considering too. As Naruto has finally returned to the land of our capital, where even the corrupted daimyos and everyone tried to suppress them and use their powers in their favor were killed off, and they became the daimyos themselves now, overthrowing the previous family and generations. And now they were aiming for a better village and a better home and a better place for themselves and their allies as well. And Naruto was going to make sure that he will follow the will of his goddess and enforce it, even with his flames if he has to. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this story off, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you do, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace!